I'm always making it a passion of mine to do what we can to mitigate the huge problematic crisis of divorce. And even other types of failed relationships cause a huge amount of trickle-down effect through the whole family. It affects children, the financial security of the family. So how do we backtrack that and take a few steps to be more proactive and prevent the failed marriage or failed relationship in the beginning? Perhaps someone here today can help us with one aspect of how to prevent those failures. Welcome here today is Jim Cullum. Jim is the author of Let Me Show You How I Love You, a simple guide for men that shows them how to wow their honey. Jim has been a healthcare professional for over 40 years, and he bases his book on conversations he's had with hundreds of women. Welcome, Jim. Nice to see you here at our studios.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I am very anxious as a woman who's been in relationships with men to hear what you have to say today. Because really, if I think the saying of happy wife, happy life, I'd love to meet more men who believe that. And I think you're trying to create those men with this book. Is that right?
Exactly so.
So I understand that the several studies, and I'm pretty sure everyone's heard these studies by now, that 40 to 50% of especially first marriages end in divorce. And then we have Psychology Today reporting that one of the top complaints that women have about men is forgetting birthdays and anniversaries. Isn't there more to it than that, Jim?
Well, there's a lot more. Men become complacent. Most men, not all men, but there are men that become complacent in their relationship. Everything sort of gets bland and blasé, and as the years go along, they remember less and less of the little significant things that started that relationship off so incredibly well.
Well, I always thought, from what I heard, that once the man has the woman and the chase is no longer what excites him, he feels, why should he try so hard? Does that have to do with it?
Yes, it does, actually. A lot of men, as we said, become complacent. They get used to things, and they're comfortable with the way things are. But everybody likes to be appreciated.
That's right.
When we're at work, we want our boss to appreciate us. Well, your wife likes to be appreciated. Your girlfriend wants to be recognized and appreciated as well.
So let me ask you this. I heard you say in your book that how a man can deeply touch his woman without even using his hands. What do you mean by that?
By doing little significant things. They seem to be insignificant, but they are truly very significant, little tiny things that make the relationship special, such as writing a little note and leaving it somewhere where your significant other, your spouse, can find it a few hours later when you're not around. My wife teaches, and I'll write a little note and I'll hide it in her grade book for fourth period. So when she's in school and she opens up the plan and surprise, fourth period, there's a little, honey, I love you, I miss you, can't wait till you come home tonight. That puts a wonderful smile on their face and warmth in the heart.
So there's a lot of this book really how to compliment your wife or your girlfriend, the love of your life, or are there other little tricks? For example, what are some of the things that a woman really wants from the man in her life? It can't just be gifts, right?
No, not at all. Women want to be respected. They want to be listened to. They want you to understand when you're in a conversation that you should be listening to what they're saying, not just hearing them.
What is the difference? So many people think, well, I'm listening, I'm hearing. Isn't that the same thing?
No, not at all. Hearing to just go along with what's happening, you're really not paying attention to the detail that's coming out. And you can listen sometimes, even when she's not speaking directly to you.
So what do you mean by that?
One day I was walking through the living room and my wife was watching the television. I was in my own world and she was in the world of the television. And she uttered a little sentence, simply, I would love to do that someday. And I just glanced at the TV screen and there were hot air balloons floating across the screen.
Wow.
And
that sounds very romantic.
Yes, actually, but you know what? Even being married 30 years at the time, I would have never guessed that was something she would want to do. You know, you feel you know a person after that length of time. And it's something that she really wanted to do. And a few months later for her birthday, I surprised her with a hot air balloon trip. It meant everything to her. She had such a wonderful time.
She must have been so surprised and wondering how you knew that's what she wanted. So another question is, so many men think it's all about the money. I think it's how men may be, or at least some of them, hardwired. It's about the money. What expensive gift can I buy? And I'll tell you, as a woman, just a small gesture of a candle or a single flower to spend less money sometimes means more. So what can a man do to make his woman happy without spending a dime, any money at all?
Very easy. And it matters not if your lady is a stay-at-home full-time mom or she goes out into the corporate world, but by the end of the day, you're on your feet all day. I'll have my wife sit on the couch, put her feet up on my lap, take her shoes off, and I'll gently begin to massage her feet, and she melts like butter.
That sounds wonderful. I'm sure your wife is very lucky, and I hope she realizes exactly how lucky she is. So before everyone has an opportunity to buy your book, what would be 2 little juicy giveaway, takeaway pieces of information you'd give all the men in our audience?
Pay attention. Really pay attention to those little things that she does. Or she might make a remark about her girlfriend had this really nice perfume on. That's a hint. When the occasion comes, you might want to buy that perfume. Or somebody wore this particular style or type of clothing. That's another hint. Put it away in your mental memory, and when the time comes, you'll be ready to really do something that wows her.
Jim, how about for a man who says maybe they're in their 40s or 50s and they're like, wait a second, I can't remember anything. How about actually writing it down? A lot of cell phones now have little memo notes. Why not make a list? My love wants this, this, and this, to start a queuing list, so when the time comes and you want to do something, refer to the list. What about that?
Well, actually, in the back of my book, I have a whole section dedicated to the ideas, thoughts, and things that men should know about that special woman in their life, where you'll never forget. It's fill in the blank, her birthday, our anniversary, other anniversaries that are important to her. Her favorite perfume, her favorite restaurant, her favorite food, her favorite music, things that you'll need to know at some point, and the reference material, it's right there. It's a great handy reference.
Jim, how about not just a wedding anniversary? What if it's the anniversary of the day you met or the day you first had a kiss?
It's all in there.
Excellent.
It's all there. They can fill in the blanks. It's easy, and then when they need to take it out later, it's right there.
And the one other thing I was just wondering to ask you is, if someone's not even married yet, they should still pay attention, because nowadays you really should have a decent amount of at least dating, if not before whatever leads up to getting married.
Exactly.
Do you recommend that people start then instead of waiting till they're several years into their marriage?
You should be doing this all along. Practice makes perfect, and the more you do things like this, even if it's for your mother, it's Mother's Day or a birthday, be attentive, do the right thing. We're here to create a wonderful world, a happy world, a great loving community, and it starts in the home.
Very good. Excellent information. You know what? I think that you can help keep marriages together, because I understand another statistic that I've read also is that women stray when they feel that their husbands no longer care. They don't show them enough attention. So women stray outside the marriage when they don't feel that they're getting the attention from their husbands. So honestly, I think that if men, or at least some men, follow this advice, their wife will they can prevent divorces by keeping their wife at home with them.
Exactly. It's the appreciation, that little bit of attention. When I say pay attention, you don't have to be doting over her every moment. That's horrible, and it'll get you in trouble. But paying attention to what she does, what she likes, what she doesn't like, and doing those little tiny things that she will know, wow, he really appreciates me. Dinner was great tonight. It was really fantastic. I don't know what you did differently, but I really enjoyed it. Something like that is so incredibly important and puts big deposits in that emotional bank account.
Emotional bank account. I've heard that term. Well, thank you, Jim, and I hope that you and your information will help prevent just a few more marriage or relationship breakups.
Thank you very much.